Came across this image from the internet today, and I want to talk a little bit about this because this is such an excellent example of how we fall into what we call binaries or the thought trap of black and white thinking, all or nothing thinking. So this is an excellent example of that. Cognitive dissonance. This says, oh boy, I'm really enjoying this video game, but at the same time, you're so lazy, you'll never get anything done. Now, the problem is, if we just stuck to one thing, right? If we are just enjoying the video game, then it's not really much of a problem. We were having a good time, which, by the way, you are allowed to have. But at the same time, we keep getting pulled towards, you're so lazy, you'll never get anything done. So again, if we stay there, it's okay because you can, go into a state of, self-development and things like that. But the thing is, we keep teeter-tottering between, oh my god, this video game is so fun. Oh, and then I'm, losing my mind playing it. And then, oh man, I'm so lazy. I'm never going to get anything done. So it's that teeter-tottering, the seesawing. That's the problem here, right? Let me run through everything first. I'm feeling tired. Maybe I'll skip lifting weights today. But you're always tired. You're just looking for an excuse not to go. Again, if you're just if you just skip weights, you don't need to lift every day, right? There's no need for you to do anything. So if you just stay there and just exercise when you feel like it, good. You're getting exercise in your day, right? But you keep going back to you're always tired, and then you're always looking for an excuse to not go. But again, if you just stay there, then you're developing discipline and you're always going. So that's nice, right? But again, when you feel tired, you want to not go. It's again going back and forth. That's the problem. Maybe I should stop worrying so much. And then, have you seen the state of the world? You need to be volunteering and calling your reps every day to make up for the mess we're in. Again, if you just stay there, it's fine. Everything hurts. You did this to yourself. Same thing. What's missing here is that this is a false binary. Real life doesn't work like this. In real life, you are allowed the nuance of both. And that is what we Buddhists call the middle way. So what I mean is, can I enjoy this video game? Can I really enjoy this video game responsibly? That way, I set up a timer and, oh my god, when the timer is going, I'm having a great time. But then once the timer goes, I've had a lot of fun. And yes, I want to keep playing for now, but the time I spend off playing will actually make tomorrow's experience a lot better. And it'll motivate me to, come back and I'm going to have a really great time tomorrow as well. But for now, it's time to do other things. So now you can have both things at once, right? You're working on a lot of things, but then, but tomorrow I have my video game time. So there's always a way to break free from the binary and create that middle way for yourself. Because middle way is not just one fixed way. Middle way has a lot to do with your creativity. I'm feeling tired. Maybe I'll skip lifting weights today. And you're always looking tired. You're just looking for an excuse to not go. Well, what if you took the best of both worlds? What if, when you are feeling tired, you don't have to lift to your maximum? What if you defined a minimum viable version of working out and lifting weights for those days where you feel extra tired? That way, you still go, but you don't overexert yourself. And now, over time, you may find yourself keep going back to I'm feeling too tired version of your workout. Is that bad? No, it's infinitely better than not going to the gym and not working out. Because guess what? Once you start working out in the minimum form, you're gonna pump up and you're slowly going to be more motivated. So you can choose to take it that way. Let's see what happens when I start with the minimum viable workout. But also something you can do is looking at your biorhythm. What are the contributing factors that make me tired? What are the contributing factors that make me energized? Look at those things. and come up with a plan for yourself. This is something I do in jiu-jitsu, right? I noticed that when I go all in on every round, of course I'm fucking tired all the time. But the real issue for me is when I'm in the zone, I have a hard time resisting tough opponents because I'm kind of like really enjoying the process of, developing my skills. But I have to accept that with that comes a lot of fatigue. But the problem is when I'm at the gym, I forget about the tomorrow part, right? Because I'm just so laser focused on what's happening right now. So the middle way is to bring that focus back and be like, so I'm not getting ready for a competition anytime soon. So this means every week I'm gonna train 3 times. And one time I'm gonna go all in, and session number 2, regardless of what day of the week it is, I'm gonna focus on just my pacing. I'm gonna work on pacing myself, and on day 3, I'm gonna focus on teaching beginners. So this way, I can choose what day to go hard on, and then on other days, I can intentionally put a little bit of a damper on, like, sorry, not today, not a hard roll day. Or even if I'm rolling with tough people, I can tap more, right? I don't have to resist anything, everything. I can tap more, I can concede more, so that I can conserve my energy. So you have a lot of creative ways to reach the middle way when it comes to exercising. Maybe I should stop worrying so much. Yeah, I think you should worry in general, right? I think we all can benefit from not worrying so much. I think it's an excellent idea. So, have you seen the state of the world? You need to be volunteering and calling your reps every day to make up for the mess we're in. So, here's the trap that you're falling for. You can volunteer without worrying. You can be responsible for society without feeling bad. That's what real responsibility is. You don't have to feel stressed in order to do things for the environment. And moreover, the more you are stressed about the work that you are doing, the more you are wearing yourself out, and the more difficult it will be to continue doing the good work that you are doing. And more importantly, right? When you're doing good things, you gotta be happy, right? When you're doing good things, they need to be a value add to your life. Your life is going to be better because you are doing the good things. But when you are suffering, when you are worrying because you are doing good things or as you are doing good things, from the outside observer's perspective, it doesn't really seem like a good time. So it'll deter people from taking up your path because it just doesn't feel like a good time, right? If you reflect back on all the things that you started and all the things that you got involved with, you will notice that all of them seemed good as an outside observer, even when you weren't participating in it. So you don't have to worry in order to do good things with your life. And in fact, some people believe that worrying has a utility, right? I'm a stern believer that worrying has no utility at all. But if you are finding that you are stressed, it's good to learn how to let go. If you are finding that right now in this day, you are feeling too relaxed about things, you could use a little bit of worry to motivate yourself. But I want you to do it with the fundamental understanding that eventually down the line, worries are not a requirement for you to do something. Stress is not a requirement for you to do something. And in fact, the more and the longer you pursue something, the more you will find that stress and worry tends to impede your performance by a great bit. Everything hurts. You did this to yourself. Yeah. So everything hurts. That means you are in need of witnessing. You are hurting right now. You need support. We all need support. We all need to be able to provide support for ourselves. So it's good that you are expressing pain. It's so much better than leaving it all inside and then letting it fester, and then it becomes a much bigger problem for you down the road. I don't want you to do that. I want you to be able to say what's on your mind, right? But at the same time, if everything hurts, you kind of have to admit that you did do it to yourself, right? So the thing is, we need to be taking responsibility for the things that we have done, both the good parts and the bad parts. When something we do goes well, we claim it. Why did this turn out good? Well, let's revisit the steps. What did I do well? That's very important as retracing your steps about the things that you didn't do so well. So, everything hurts. Yeah, because you're in the state of mind where everything hurts. But when you look at the comprehensive view of your life, it's not everything. There are parts of your life that are going really well, but you're just not in the state of mind where you can notice those things because you're in the state of mind where everything hurting is the more pronounced experience. And taking responsibility for all the things that happen in your life is a generally good thing anyway. So, what I'm really trying to say with all of these, right, is this. There's a point to each argument. We want to be wise enough to pick up the valid points of each argument and mix and match so that we only take the good parts. Now, doesn't this sound like greed? Yeah, if you're using it to feel good about yourself, right? So for example, oh, I'm really enjoying this video game, but I'm lazy, but I'm not really lazy because if I was really lazy, I wouldn't even be playing this video game. So if you are using your brain, if you're using the thought process to justify comfort, if you are using it to justify pleasure, if you are using it to justify, things, then you're not really walking the middle way. You need to be able to see that each point from each side, each valid point from each side, not all of it is going to feel good. Some parts of it are going to require your discipline. Some parts of it is going to require your dedication. But playing around with the idea that how can both these extremes be true at the same time? This kind of a contemplation will help you navigate the middle way a little bit more effectively.